Hello everyone, this is Ron from High Tech Legion, and what I have here in my hand is not just any typical memory card. If you look closely, you'll notice that it is an SD card adapter for a micro SD card. And this is in fact the Air Card from PQI, which allows you to share your photos or your videos wirelessly from the camera directly to any iOS or Android based device that has downloaded the app. Well, this is a very cool device, and I'm just going to open this one, and it won't be much of an unboxing since it's essentially just the card backing there and the SD adapter and the micro SD bundle as well. This is the 16GB class 10 version. There's also a 32GB version available out there. So I'm just going to open this up and let's take a look at how it performs and how to use this card inside your camera. Inside the package, you'll get a quick start guide and the adapter itself. Just throw that out. And it is a multilingual guide. Also includes the warranty information, but obviously you will need glasses to read these because the print is quite small. And it's not a comprehensive manual, just a basic quick start guide. And you have the adapter with the pre-installed class 10 16GB SDHC card in there, PQI. It's compatible with smaller capacities as well. You can plug in your micro SD card there, and after that you just take your camera and plug it into the SD card slot. Now there is a compatibility list on PQI's website for which cameras are compatible, but since there's so many cameras in the market, it is pretty much impossible for them to catalog each one, and it is much easier to check out the incompatibility list first and then test out your camera after that, because this one is not listed in the compatibility list, but it actually is compatible with it. And this is the older PowerShot SD1200. It's not even a widescreen camera, as you can see there. It's still a 4x3, and it will draw power from the camera itself. As long as the camera does not shut down, you can also set your camera to never time out. I don't know if there's an option here for that, or you can extend it. Let's see there. Power saving option. See, auto power shut down. I'll disable that, and I'll even keep the display off to the longest there after 3 minutes. And then let's go back, and I'll need, of course, iOS phone and an Android device, Android tablet. And you will need the PQI Air. Let me just unplug this. You need the PQI Air app, download, iOS. Make sure you are connected to the PQI network. Once it is powered, it will be transmitting. You can see there, PQI Air Card. It's by default. There is no password yet. Wait till it connects. There you go. And then you open it with the app you downloaded. Okay, I connected earlier. As you can see, that's why there was some stuff there. And click that icon right here to see more of the menu. Yeah, you can share it. Select all, for example. Or you can also, just cancel there. You can also view them individually. Take time to download, of course, depending on the size. These are 2MB images, JPEG images. And then also, what you can do, see if there's more photos there. You need to refresh that. Actually, no, there's no photos. And let me just demonstrate. Let me take a quick photo here of the tablet. And then let me go refresh this. You'll see that it shows up. Oops. Refresh the card. Oh, there you go. It went to a different folder. I was looking. That's why it wasn't showing up. There you go. Put it in that folder there. Okay, you get the idea. And let's go back. You can also use MP3s, music. Let me refresh this list. I threw in some MP3s there, and let me try a WAV file if it plays. Okay, now let's try that MP3. You can just seek that automatically. Fast enough for streaming audio. Now here's the tricky part, the video. Try to refresh that. It sees only the MP4 and MOV for the iPhone. Of course, depending on what platform you're using, it might not see all the videos. It might not be able to play back those videos as well. Now for here, I have an old iPhone 3GS here. It only sees the MP4 and MOV file. So let me try to play that back. These are 720p videos, and it can't even play this H.264 MP4 video up. And the MOV does not play either. So that's a good cue to test out the functionality on an Android. Just have a Wi-Fi card app, and see there, a slightly different layout, but almost the same. You have settings option as well, similar settings option. You have hotspots and the SSID changing and the channel changing and the Wi-Fi password changing. Let me just go to the video section here. You can see that there's more videos being seen by the Android tablet than the iPhone 3GS. So let me just check one out. Okay, here's the MP4 file, 720p video. My RAM and my heatsink in order to install it in place, and without worrying about the fan blades being sort of choppy. Okay, there you go. Obviously, which is fine with MP4, which is of course ideal for streaming. Unlike other AVI, for example, it's not very friendly for streaming, but it's lower resolution. Let's try if it's any smoother or if it's any better. What I shot earlier. And is it playing? You know, obviously different. This one doesn't play back as well as an MP4, even though it's small resolution. It is, of course, depending on the file type. Now, depending on your camcorder as well, it could save as different file formats. So I have an M2TS file format here, an MOV, and an MPEG as well, which are MPEG for the older ones, which actually is a lower resolution file as well. Let's see how well. This is an old footage we took from CES 2011. Let's try that. Yeah, as you can see, these are, let's lower the volume there. The MPEGs are not really designed for streaming. As you can see, it's not as smooth as the MP4 despite the lower resolution. But you get the idea. I mean, it's good enough for download, and you have the MOV. It's under 720p video. And playback. Was that? Or still buffering? There, so we removed the two thumb screws, lock it in place. It's an old review I did. I can see it's not as smooth as MP4, 720p video, and this is the last test, the M2TS file here. This is from BBC Motion Gallery. 1080p video, very high quality. That's usually designed for testing high definition displays. And let's see how long it will take to buffer this one. It loaded fast enough for that, but see, it's not playing back. Okay, my camera hit the 3-minute mark. I don't want it to shut down. So slightly choppy, as you can see there. 1080p. It might be a limitation with of course, the streaming wireless display. But at 720p, it's more than enough for the PQI card, as long as it's MP4, of course, which is the most ideal for that. Now, as for, see here, let me refresh. Section here, it doesn't. Now, it's slightly different. It has the playback screen here already, but I don't see any list. Okay, I'm trying to long click here. It's not as simple as the layout for the iPhone 3GS, and iPhone app. Or you have for the images section, you also have this one. Similarly, you can see different folders. There we go. And let's check that photo we took earlier. There you go. Also loads slightly faster than the iPhone because just of the file size, the memory size of the tablet itself compared to the phone itself. Let's try to long click here. If there is any long click, it opens it up. And stretch to full screen at the bottom, zoom to full screen. Trying to look for a download option in the Android. It doesn't seem to be readily available compared to the iOS app here. It's essentially just you can hold that and then just tap that button right here. It allows you to download it. You save. You can see the downloading a bar there to transfer rate. And speaking of transfer rates, while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to see what the Wi-Fi analyzer sees, how strong the signal is. Yeah, it's actually reading. It's reading my local network. But let me try the PQI Air Card there. See that it's try the bar. Oh, actually, there you go. And let me move this 6 feet away, so you can see if how it's going to affect the signal. Obviously, as you can see, 6 feet away, and it dramatically dropped the signal for that, and I'm not even on the other room. So it is recommended only to use this when you are in the same room. The limitation is that the PQI Air Card also works for up to 3 devices. I only have 2 devices here, so I can't test more than that for further whether it can connect 4 or not. But so I'm going to trust them with the 3 limitation. Now, as for, gotta click that again. Turn power, and the settings option here, you have hotspots as well. You have the access point for 3.1, and you can set the Wi-Fi SSID channel and high Wi-Fi mode. But if you click these access points, the password is not encrypted. So let me just test the password here. As you can see, it's not showing up as asterisk, so people can just people can see what your password is. I would have liked if they had sort of an asterisk there, so when you're typing it in public, people don't see. And also, let me try the hotspot connect. Doesn't seem to work with the iOS. I can't get it to work, at least with this 3GS. I'm not sure if it will work on a... There are 2 ways to reset the function of the PQI Air. One is, of course, through full format, which of course is messy and will essentially you will lose all the photos you've taken, so you don't want to do that. But as a last resort, you can do that. It's just possible. It will resume function. And also the secondary option is the built-in functions here. There are 3 images. Whenever you format the drive again or start clean or reset it, it will reset to just having these 3 images. There will always be there as long as you didn't delete it previously, and they do functions whenever you delete them from the camera. If you delete them via, you can actually pop the SD card in, the PQI Air Card inside your card reader and delete them. They won't reset the factory defaults, and these won't enable the function. They have to be deleted inside the camera. I tried it with my card reader and it didn't work earlier, but for this one you can see factory reset. So delete to restore factory defaults. You can delete that, and then it will reset to factory defaults. You see 2 images there. So all I need to do is play back and shut down. Power on again. There should be 3 images there again. There you go, 3 images. And take photo there. Just take random photos here to show that as we're saying to factory defaults will not affect the photos that you've taken. So I'm just delete that, erase, off, and turn off, turn on, and you have Wi-Fi, and a factory reset once again. They'll always be there. They're built into it. And there's also the enable Wi-Fi function and the connect hotspot function, which does the same, pretty much the same function as the connect to hotspot function of the PQI Air app. See here, okay, I can't connect because I did not connect to the right network. So let me just show you that here, PQI Air Card. And I also need to show you guys how to share and email the data to from your PQI Air Card. So just open up the app here again. Should be in the right network now. There you go, detecting it. And if you want to share that photo you took, so let me just take a random photo here, right, to download. Just click that icon on top for iOS app, hit share, and select all, email. Then we'll use the built-in mail function. And make sure my camera isn't asleep, and of course see that it's attached already. I can send it to myself.
The PQI Air Card is not only accessible via the Android or iOS device, it is also accessible via your operating system. I'm using Windows here, and I connected my Wi-Fi adapter to the PQI adapter signal. And I typed in a web browser address 192.168.1.1, which enabled me to get to this page. And essentially this page pretty much gives you almost the same options as the ones on the iOS app and the Android. And here you have a Wi-Fi status information, shows you obviously the network information, also your firmware version that's located in there. There's the latest firmware available for download at PQI's website, and also Wi-Fi setup. Again, similar to the Android iOS device, where you can set up the access point SSID and a key, have multiple access points, and your SSID broadcast information. You can change that into this area right here, as well as the password and the wireless channel and the auto Wi-Fi on. And you can browse the contents of your card as well. You only have pictures and videos, however. There's no MP3s, similar to the app itself. And you can see here that it is seeing some files, and it's not being able to read some of the files. For example, bitmaps, it's not able to read that here in the thumbnail. Obviously, since it is Windows, I can just click download and I could open it in Windows. And JPEG works fine. You have my JPEG there. PNG, it's also not being seen as a thumbnail here. And right at the bottom are the built-in function reset and enable Wi-Fi, enable hotspot images that you can use for administration and sort of maintenance on the drive itself, enabling and disabling some of the features. And for videos, I have some samples there. I have an MP4 file and MOV file here. It's not seeing my M2TS file, although as I showed on the playback on a tablet, it was able to see that. And here it also shows you the location of where those, where in the card it looked for, which folder it looked for in there. And that's pretty much it for the overview of the browser part of the PQI Air Card.
I had my doubts initially whether the PQI Air Card would work, and surprisingly it did definitely work. I had some minor issues, so let me get those out of the way before I continue on with the rest of my conclusion. First of all, just minor issues with the connections at first. I was having problems with the access point function initially, and I upgraded the firmware, and it minimized the crashes on the 3GS, and I could definitely get it to work now on both definitely my tablet and the 3GS once in a while. But I would probably blame that on the 3GS, since it is about a 5-6 year old phone by now. And also there were some file formats that I could not see on the 3GS, and I could not play back, and even the MOV and MP4 files were not being able to be played back on there, and there was no option for me to download. So it's a little. I'm assuming on an iPad you'll be able to, because it has a lot more memory, and also with the newer phones. But on the Android, it was definitely possible. There's also no Facebook sharing on the iOS. I would have liked that. There was only email, however, so that's still good enough. It's still able to be shared. But other than that, it works very well, completely out of the box. It's just plug and play, ready to go, and you can just format it, and it still works. Still functions there. You can swap out a micro-sdhc card in there. It still works. So that pretty much is a very useful add-on for even an older camera as a functionality, especially for those who are traveling a lot. You can just quickly download it. Some other person, maybe a couple going to a trip, the husband or the wife will handle the camera duties, while the husband or the wife will be downloading the pictures directly and then emailing it to their friends or posting it in their Facebook directly. Very, very useful feature. Also, the fact that oh, I forgot this one, just minor gripe I had with the fact that I couldn't change the home address from 192 to 168.1.1. I would have liked to change that. Also, the passwords were not masked on the both on the app itself and the web interface. Actually, the web interface masked it, but then the moment you click save, it will say successful settings changed, and then it will show the password, your actual password in Word form. So I want it to be a little bit more, just in case you're doing this in public, you would want to have a little bit of security. People don't see the password to your access point. Other than that, it works very well. It definitely earns the High-Tech Legion Gold Award. The price is very well. It's also a very innovative product. Just some minor issues in terms of the app and functionality, and of course the software, and that's pretty much it. This is Ron from High-Tech Legion. You can click on the link below for the full review. You can visit us at Facebook, facebook.com/HTLReviews. You can tweet at us at twitter.com/HightechLegion. Visit our forums, hightechlegion.com/forum. And this is Ron. Thanks for watching. Signing out.